All right, now this morning it's indeed a very precious one because we're going to talk to a man who has seen the politics of this country being born and of course grow up to the place where it is now. He started all the way in 1952 at the age of 15 when he actually took an oath to the allegiance of the Kikuyu tribe, the Mau Mau movement. And of course, since then, 15 years, now in his 74th year, he is actually the senator, Laikipia County. Gigi Kariuki, it's a great honor indeed to have you here.
Thank you.
On the Power Breakfast Show. Of course, you've literally served in all the regimes in this country, and right now perhaps one that really stands out is the fact that you served in the regime of the first president of this country, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, and now you're also serving in the regime of his son, Uhuru Kenyatta. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I'm not serving the regime of anybody because this time I'm in the Senate. The Senate does not belong to any regime. It is the Senate which makes the regimes, and also the Parliament itself. Which is Parliament. When you talk about the both houses, you are talking about the Parliament. But I am a senator. It is true, I saw Kenyatta's inauguration in 1963 June, when June 1, he became the first Prime Minister in an internal self-government. And after a while, he became the president in December 1963. I was a member of parliament at that time. And I think I have seen quite a lot. I saw him taking over, and I saw his end. I saw the President Moi taking over, and I saw his end. I also the Kibaki's regime, and I saw him walking out of the power. So now we have a new president in the name of Uhuru Kenyatta, which I think is something very interesting, because I'm not so sure the President Kenyatta thought at any time that his son will be the president of Kenya. Just like you don't know where you are going to be tomorrow, your son probably will own this place, you don't know. So these are things that you cannot anticipate. So this country, I think, is very lucky to have a fellow like Uhuru Kenyatta, a person who has not been involved in so many scandals like most leaders of this country. And we have a lot of hope that he's going to use this opportunity and the energy and the power he has from more sources of power, because he has the age that you need, he has the money, he has power. So I see no reason why he's not going to put this country right. And we feel, I personally feel very, very strongly that he's the right person for the time being to drive this country from the yoke of corruption and maladministration to something new. And there is not very much really to do. It's only to reorganize our security network, reorganize our economic development. There have been a lot of sabotage in our economy. Yes, there have been problems in the security of this country. And I think he has a very big duty to do. And I wish that there was no these ICC problems which keep on giving people headache. He ought to have been free and do his work. We'll be able to judge him if he was free without any other problem.
That was the time you were Minister for Internal Security?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I was a Minister of Internal Security and Provincial Administration. During Moi's time.
Yeah.
Yes, and I did what I thought I did.
So when you look at this insecurity in this country now, how would you deal with it? Because there's a serious problem, which serious, but why do you think it's happening, and how would you sort it out?
I think this is a problem of development of any kind. We have to develop security from the word go from Kenyatta's time to where we are now. Security network. It's being developed here and there, improved here and there. But the security alone as a sector, it cannot just survive alone without people of this country changing their attitude toward the social life, particularly when the civil servant in this country were given the authority to do any kind of business. Whichever you want to do, any kind of business, you are free to do it. That was the beginning. Again, we are coming out, we come from tribal cocoons. If you are the head of the police or head of working with the police, you definitely have a place you have just come from. Again, there is this politics that you want your man. The police has not just been special people. They are just like you and I. They have their personal interest. They come from certain areas. So the police sector just got involved in this political muddle without the country knowing what was happening. Now they are just like you and I. He's just a police officer in uniform. But when he's in civilian, he's a Kikuyu, he's a Kalenjin, he's a Luo, and they will behave that way. The worst thing I've seen in politics is when president to be elected and they rely on tribes, that you have put some tribes together so that they can appoint you or elect you. That's a major problem I've experienced myself, that a president must be elected by the entire country. The police are also members of the society. They also have to elect you, okay? And they come from a certain tribe. So they got involved. Now, the support you want to get as a president, you get it from all the tribes, and those tribes have the police commissioners, have the police, the top guys in the security network, who will also be answerable to you. But sometimes you are not capable of disciplining them because they are political tribe heads. You still rely on him to give you support. For example, if the Kikuyus have any problem, and you are a Kalenjin leader, the president, you are the president of Kenya, and the Kikuyu may have caused a lot of problems somewhere. So they will come to you and give you a threat of some kind. If you keep on pushing us, we are going to withdraw our support from you. No, this has never been said in open, but it's natural. So you you sort of go slowly. You don't just jump to the guys to deal with them because you also expect support from where they come from. But the day that this country will have a president who will say, I am the president of this country, and my job is to protect the Constitution and also to deal with all the criminals accordingly, be they politicians or top civil servants, this country will definitely change, because now it is a time to do that. But previously it has not been easy. because even the Kenyans have not been informed enough, the Kenyans, including you and I. They have not been informed of their rights. They are still developing politically, and therefore there was a lot that we were supposed to do and we did not do.
Pardon me, just to cut you short. Of course, your political journey has been highlighted in your autobiography titled "Illusion of Power: 50 Years in Kenya Politics." Would you say that change will definitely happen under Uhuru Kenyatta's regime? Of course, you've spoken fondly about him.
I think there's no reason why he is not going to bring some change. And depending what kind of change we are talking about, whether it is political, improvement, economic, or whichever thing. So the change is subjective. We don't know the kind of change we want him to do. But we want him personally to make sure that this country has brought back to the center of development. If it is a security, should be handled according to the letter in the Constitution. If it is economic development, there's a lot of corruption going on, and we hope he'll be able to stop these kind of things. Because once you have corruption in whichever sector of our society, it affects everything else. And we hope the change we want him to do is to give us security and peace so that people and young people will have a place to develop from. But just now, they don't know where to start and where to begin. But I was impressed last election. I saw quite a number of young people now wanting to know the reason for an election, because most of you are not interested. Majority of you are never interested in knowing what is happening, but after election you start crying immediately. In this way, I'm not advocating that it's only young people who are to be elected, but they should know what is happening. If they want to change this country, it will not be changed by the president or myself. It will be changed by the people of this country. And the people are the young people. They are the majority now. And if they know, and if they get good advice from the older people, they can change this country to the height you want. But mostly, what I see is that people, mostly the young people between 35, 45, these are the core of the nation. But if they know what is their problem, and appreciate there is a problem they can solve using political machineries.
Just a concern here.
Change.
If I may take you back to 2011, you were speaking during a civic education on the new constitution in Solai area of Nakuru County.
Yes.
And you said youthful politicians have no experience.
Yes.
And political maturity to lead this country.
Yes.
Are you still holding the same view?
Depending on it depends on what the discussion was, because you cannot just jump to say the youth have no ABCD. Definitely there was some discussion. I feel the experience does not start. You get the job to start learning. Like me, when I got in Parliament about 23, 24, I had no experience of any kind. But I had a vision. And therefore, any youth, a young person who has a vision, and he knows where he's going, he will definitely become a leader. Not maybe what I was trying to say, that is that leadership does not only come from the youth. And it is not monopoly of old people. Leadership is a kind of a God-given thing, like wisdom. You start when you are young. People see that there is potential in this young man, and they will continue supporting you. But if they think it's just like I see young people now, some of them in parliament, you just come in and start making noise, and you have not even led the standing orders. You are not interested in looking at the constitution, and you educated the person. You start by making noise, then you are destroying yourself. You are betraying your career, and that's what I was saying. I have a lot of respect for the young people who know where they are going. A lot of respect. But when I see a young person like you, you just enjoy yourself when you are doing campaigning. I feel sorry for you.
Tell us this. When President Moi became president, you were very close to him.
Yes.
You and the minister.
Yes, I was.
Charles Jonjo.
I was.
In fact, people used to say you used to travel in the same car.
Yeah, I was close to the President Moi.
What happened?
I was close to President Moi before he was president, even before he was the vice president. So, to me, when he became president, he was the same person to me. We used to drive the same car, my car or his car, when he was not the president. So when he became the president, I wonder why people thought it was a big deal. It was not a big deal as far if I really have never been able to understand the Kenyan mentality of thinking that was a major thing. He is your friend now. If you become the owner of this station, he will give you a lift and you'll be traveling together. It's not a big deal. What is important is what I did when I was his Minister of State. And what is important is for him what he expected me to give, if a kind of advice he perhaps thought I had something to offer. He could not just let you become very, very close friend and you have nothing to offer.
But you fell out.
We fell
At
out.
one time.
1983.
Yeah, that is normal in politics.
Yeah.
That is very normal in politics because when we were together as president and minister of state in charge of provincial administration, we had a job to do, and we went on and on. He was understanding me. I was also understanding him. So, and perhaps it came to a time when there was no choice but to part ways. And I think one of the major problems which instigated our departure was when he said there was a traitor.
Yeah, when he called me a traitor.
Being groomed by the British or by the Western powers. And I came out and said, at that time I was a Minister of Land and Settlement. I had just left the Ministry of Internal Security. I said, to my understanding, that is not true. And Maki, I said publicly, during those days, when you could just be detained or be eliminated. But I had some capacity and I felt it is good to say the truth because I was in charge of internal security, the special branch, everybody, and at no time I had any information to that effect. And in fact, information is not monopoly of the president or the Minister of State. It's also the government networking. You have the information. So I said, the president should come out and say what he wants to say. But the excuses of somebody trying to being used by a foreign power, it is not true. So imagine if you say that. So it became a big issue. It was picked by many other politicians to say, this guy is now questioning the president. He's doing this, what. So many hurabaro went on. And one day in a parliamentary group, we were called, and I repeated what I said in a parliamentary group, and I said, I am not aware of these things, and I still believe there was nothing of the sort. So we had to the meeting came to an end. And the next point was another meeting which was called. When I went out, I said, I think the president should take a decision to call for general election and get rid of the people he doesn't want. Little did I know I was soliciting my quick departure. So I had to go. So when the election came, nobody who was known to be my relative went near the polling booth.
Just I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Just to raise this particular issue, of course, all these concerns, 1983 when you fell from grace after you were linked to a failed attempt to topple the president, and then come 2009 May, arraigned in court for allegedly threatening to bring together various militia gangs in an attempt to overthrow the government. All these are coincidence?
I don't know why. I don't know why people think I'm capable of doing those things. I think I have a problem in this country, that people take me to the level I don't belong, because I don't see how I can really overthrow the government. And I did not see Moi to be more loyal to this country than myself. I brought it from very far. At no time I thought I should take over the government by force. Really, not even by force. I had that interest because of my youth, lack of experience. I think I'm given credit which is not due. No, it's not due. So I was not doing anything of the sort. But I'm a different kind of a person, because I'm driven personally I would say, by my own conscience. So even if I'm your friend politically, if I think you're not doing the right thing, because I'm brought up from nothing. Even I went back to school at an age which is not for school-going people, because I left school very early in 1952. Then from there I had to educate myself. So I have that discipline of wanting to be something. But if I am with you, working together in political situation, we have to agree that this is the direction we want to take. Otherwise, I will not accept your own feeling just because you are the president, or just because you are in charge of police. I will just tell you, no, this I don't do. And I stay away. When people are doing their corruption, I stay away, because I know there is a repercussion. My training tells me there's nothing that you will do in this world that will not be written after 50 years of your death. You have to come up. And it will find young people like you, it will find my great daughters and sons to read this kind of thing. And that's what I've said in this, in the erosion of power, that leaders must be prepared to write their memoirs. Say what you know when you are still alive and what you have done. Otherwise, it will be written by malicious people, to be written by people who may not like your family, because you are living in this crooked world. So there is no time. I want to confirm to you that I was ever intended to take over the government. It is true I had a lot of influence during Moi's time, and just the other day when I was associated with Mungiki, this is a problem with the Kenyans. People like you cannot wake up and say, let's find out what this guy is talking about. I cannot fit in any secret organization. That's a fact. The government should have come up and say, what is this? This man has a long history and experience. What does he want in this business of young people who are causing problems? Then we would have been working together. But when they just condemn me in the cabinet and say that I'm a member of Mungiki,
But were you not
and
seeing
then they cannot prove at one time.
Have you never shared any platform with Maina Njenga?
No, sharing platform with even with a devil, you don't become a devil.
Well,
this is the major
you become
problem.
a devil if you are a devil.
You don't become a devil if you share a platform with a devil, because even a devil might copy you and become a good person. You see, what really happened? When I was approached by 5 young men in my office after I lost election in 2007. 5 men came to my office, young people. They told me, Mzee, we are suffering. I asked them, what are you suffering from? We are being killed just like chicken in this city. By who? He says, by government. Then they said, we come to tell you that God has been on our side, that you are not elected to parliament, so that you can listen to us, because those who are in parliament will not listen to us. Now you are here, we come to you as a nod man, you are our father, tell us why we should continue to be killed like this. And it was a big question. Then I said to them, but who are you? They said, we are called Mungiki. Then I said to them, okay, if it's Mungiki, I have some idea. Because the Mungiki was started in Laikipia by Maina, and his father and his uncle, they started that business. So I immediately understood what they were talking about. And I have learned from the papers and what people have been complaining that young men and women, young men are being eliminated for nothing. So I said to them, look, first of all, you have to tell me, why do you want to be in that game? They say, no, some of us, me I am so and so, and I do my business, I do this. But my colleague was picked yesterday, and we were doing some business together. He was picked yesterday. We are not all the persons who are being accused, but we are being picked by these police if you don't give them any money. So then I found the situation to be very, very wanting, and I felt very, very sad. And I said to them, what you can do, that time McHugh, the leader of these guys who are in jail or something, I told them, the only thing I can help you to do is to organize a political party which is going to be standing for you. And you must change, make sure that the government does not take advantage of eliminating you by your character and behavior. So they said, yes, that's what you help us to do, whatever. Then I went on, to make long story short. I created a political party in the name of Kenya Solidarity Movement. And I started going all over the country. If you are looking for a person who fears, not me, don't come to me, because I give my life to people. If I'm eliminated in the process, I've seen many other politicians being eliminated, so it's not a big deal. And I said, okay, I've heard you. But they all came and said, wherever I used to go, they used to come in big numbers. And I really used to talk to them like an old man, a person with experience, a person who wanted them to stop this game. If you steal, if you are killing, if you are doing anything, you are wasting your time, because I told them, even the next 100 years, you will not defeat the government. You must join the government to change it in the way you want. That's how we did. But you know, the government, sometimes how they work. An individual decide to do things in the name of government. So some of them decided to start eliminating these people in the name of government. These people are like this, these people are like this, they're what and what. So quite many of them really lost their life. And nobody is bothered about that. They just like chicken, they just gone. They are gone. So I found myself in court in Mombasa. They said, at one meeting, I instigated young people to come to violence, and therefore that's why I was taken to court. Makiu, I went to court 6 months. Every Monday, I had to go to Mombasa from Nairobi. Not to say anything, but to stand there for the magistrate to see I am there, because there was no case. I was really tortured mentally. I was saying, these people want, the way the African says, they wanted to know that there are men in this country. They wanted me to know. I had no doubt. Nilijua kuna wanaume. I had no doubt, but they just wanted to frustrate me, harass me, but I didn't bother. I said, I know this is a game. And finally, I went to court one afternoon. Then I was told, the prosecutor stood up and said, I have instruction from my senior to withdraw this case. Therefore, there will be no case. I shocked the court. I stood up straight away and I said, I want to continue with this case.
Hey.
Then the magistrate said, who is going to be your prosecutor?
Right. So perhaps as we wind up, of course, the people of Laikipia County would really want to know. Of course, you've been in the campaign trail. What is your message to them?
To the people of Laikipia.
Yeah. Final word.
Yes, and my message to the people of Laikipia and Kenyans, I think it is we are going through a very difficult process of implementing the Constitution. It's a very difficult process. It's a new Constitution, new dispensation, and all of us seems not to understand it. So there is a lot of expectation from Kenyans that new leaders are going to do something better than we have been doing before. So the people of Laikipia, like any other counties, they don't understand the role of the governor, the role of the member of parliament, the role of the senator, and the role of a member of the county assembly. So the major thing that people of Laikipia can do is to try and understand their leaders, what they are supposed to do, so that they don't say you are supposed to do this and yet it is not your role. And this is the biggest problem we have even in parliament today. We also jump into wagon without understanding this wagon where it's taking us. And that's a major mistake we have made in Parliament and in the Senate, in the National Assembly and in the Senate. And equally, that problem has gone to the county assemblies. You find the governor is somebody who is settling down in whichever way he thinks is right, and maybe the Constitution do not allow him to settle that way. And we have problems, but I think people of Laikipia, the people who have elected me, they know for the last 1.5 years, I tried to train them about the Constitution, because I could see the Constitution coming. This Constitution was so complicated, so I had to prepare people for it. And I wish most people did the same.
Are you still doing taekwondo?
Nowadays?
Yeah, but from politician, you're also a polished martial artist.
Nowadays I don't do taekwondo. What I do, I do the, what you call aerobic.
Oh, you do aerobic?
Okay. I do aerobic.
In which club?
Norfolk.
At the Norfolk?
At the Norfolk. And also at Lillian Towers. I have two clubs, Lillian Towers or Norfolk. Na mimi naendelea namna hiyo.
Thank you so much.
Mungu
indeed.
akushukuru.
Kabisa.
We wish we had more time.
Mungu awabariki.
I
Asante.
wanted to ask a question about it.
I'm sorry I was a bit late because of traffic. And I hope you excuse me for that.
It's all right.
Na mimi nashukuru. Next time.
I wanted to ask a question about your relationship with the former President Kibaki.
Kibaki.
It was not very cordial.
No, I don't know which relation. I don't know why it was. I could say it was not. Let me support you. Maybe it was not cordial because I stayed for 5 years with him, and with my experience, I did not pass my loyalty test. I think I did not pass the loyalty test.
Okay.
All right. Many thanks indeed. Thank you so much. Very well. So we'll be right